Hey, surprise, surprise, I'm still here. I bet you guys thought I bailed and went home, huh? Nope, I'm not going to run from it. We're going to have a busy program tonight. Shauna and Nan, they're holding it down. Happy to be here tonight. Listen, want to get right to it. Our next segment is going to be with C.A.N. And joining us tonight, representing that and representing our young people, we've got a panel here tonight. It's going to be very engaging, so stay tuned as we go live now with Ernest DiStefano.
Good.
Ernie, thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, you know, I'm humbled, first of all, because to get a call from my good friend and my former coach, Coach Lee, down at Salvation Army, and he said, Mike, look, I need you to do me a little favor. Reach out and touch base with Ernest DiStefano. And hey, Coach Lee says it, I got to do it. And I'm so happy. Lee, thank you for hooking us up.
Yes, thank you, Lee.
Yeah. So what are you going to talk about tonight with us?
Well, I'd like to first introduce the guys I have with me. This is C.A.N. Wallace. He is a freshman at Delaware County Community College.
Okay.
Next to him is Coach Dwayne Saunders from Delaware County Community College.
Yep. All right.
And on the end is Santino Ciccati. He is my co-founder and partner with C.A.N.
All right.
In case anyone's wondering, C.A.N. stands for Comeback Athletes Network.
Okay.
It is a program. Actually, I was a sports agent for about 5 years.
Wow.
Along with my full-time job with the Public Defender's Office, this was my other full-time career in terms of time.
Right.
And I had several clients, and then I was actually representing a couple of basketball players when it occurred to me that I thought I should be doing more for athletes, and that's not a slight against the sports agent profession. SMWW was very good to me, but for me, I felt that there were skills and there were things that I needed to do for a higher purpose as far as working with athletes.
Okay.
So I decided to take my 27 year, actually 30 years, working with young people who've gotten into legal difficulties, and I decided to try to take an initiative to work with young people who are athletes, who've gotten sidetracked, who've made choices that they regret, and they wound up in prison facilities or facilities as far as juveniles too.
Yes.
And then using their dream to recoup their athletic careers as a way for them to actually get their lives back on track. Overall, you know, everything with regard to their lives. Hopefully, in C.A.N.'s case, give him the opportunity to pursue college and pursue his basketball career, resume it. And I'm also working with some boxers. And we also have 3 young men who are in the facility now who are on track, 3 fine young men who are on track to pursue their college career and to reassume or get back into their athletic careers once they get out, who are basketball players. I wish I could give them their names, but I don't feel comfortable doing that. But they asked me to mention them, so because they're fine young men, and they really are excited to get started. They're currently still serving their sentence. But you know, and I'll let my friends here tell their own stories. But that's really where we are now. We just became a general member of DANA, the Delaware Association of Nonprofit Agencies. We're working on our 501c3 status.
Fantastic.
And what we're planning to do is work with young people again to get them into college, and also we will, if and when that comes, to offer to provide them with sports agent services. But the difference is it's in the contract that we do not get any commission. The commission that we earn goes all to a child abuse charity.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we don't make a dime as agents. But that's something we provide all those services. So
we've got a friend of the program. His name is Clarence Sonny Bono Taylor, retired boxing champion. We call him Sonny Bono. He comes on the program. He talks about the fact that early in life he got to start off in the correctional system, you know, and going to boys' school and eventually, you know, gravitating to going to prison and serving time. But when he came out, he made a choice, and he had someone who was willing to work with him as well. So I think it's very honorable what you guys do. because everybody does deserve a chance, and certainly when we're young, we may have a lapse in judgment, and if we're willing to accept responsibility for our mistakes and then also to engage in our on the cause of our redemption, having somebody to help us is important. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Yeah. What has that experience been like for you to be able to, you know, have a chance to resume your career?
That experience, it's been great. It has been great. You know, Coach Saunders, he's been there for me since I met him. He's been there for me since I met him. These guys been pushing me and making sure I'm staying on the same track.
Yeah. That's great, man, and I'm glad to see that, you know, you're engaged, because, you know, number one, you're worth it, brother. Yeah, and the world needs you, needs your input. Coach.
Yeah, Ernie reached out to me about last year, Ernie? About last year, he reached out to me last year in regards to his organization, C.A.N. And he told me his vision in regards to helping, you know what I mean, athletes that was had some legal obligations that he wanted to help out. I came into the prison. That was a no-brainer for me. I came into the prison, I mean, especially where I was born and raised in Chester, Pennsylvania.
Right.
And born and raised in the projects. Been in home projects.
Yeah.
And so that was no-brainer. It was an opportunity for me to give back to guys that got in trouble.
Yes.
Because not everybody knows their story.
Yeah.
So I know some of their stories. So when I actually came into the gym, I seen C.A.N play and then some other fine young men play, and I love this game. I love this game. And when working with guys, I've been around guys like that all my life. I mean, 33 years.
Yeah.
I've been around guys like that all my life. So I knew I could work with him, whether what his personality was or whether it was a good personality or a bad personality.
Yeah.
I took on the challenge to take on C.A.N.
Right.
And he's been nothing but a blessing.
That's awesome.
Nothing but a blessing. He classes. He makes all his classes. First and foremost, academics is first in my program.
Great.
Teachers, you know what I mean, talks highly of him. And he's got a great work ethic on the court.
That's awesome.
I got some kids that's on my team right now that likes to talk back.
Yeah.
C.A.N, don't say anything. It's teachable, coachable, and that says a lot about him.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Yes, we do.
So I'm looking forward to always giving, you know what I mean, players that made mistakes chances to play for me.
That's awesome, man. You know, in that gym, a lot more takes place than just athletics. You know, a lot of times those connections lead to great mentor-mentee situations, you know, and it instills a sense of obligation to give back in our young people, because when they see and appreciate someone being committed to them, it kind of carries over. You know, that's the relationship I got from Coach Lee. You know, he sacrificed so much for us around here, man, and you know, it's a part of my DNA now. You know, and being able to have coaches that really have your best interests at heart means a lot. Believe me, it's going to help you, man. All right, now we also have Mr. Shikanti.
Yes, I had the pleasure of also interacting with Ernie at the Public Defender's Office, where I work with Ernie. I'm an attorney there, and when Ernie mentioned the idea of C.A.N, it was just natural to want to get engaged and also interact. I think working in the criminal justice system, I think what some people might not recognize who are outside of it is the adversity that these individuals have to go through when they've served their time.
Yes. And
when it's time to fall back on, you know, a career, and sport sometimes is that avenue. Yeah. But they really have to overcome a tremendous amount of challenges, and if we can serve as a vehicle for that, that's something that I think is well worth it.
Yeah. Well, you know, honestly, and I don't say this just to pump anybody's head up, but it is very humbling and rewarding to be, you know, among you guys tonight, because it's a dynamic that a lot of people don't quite get. You know, we can be so selfish, and we have a lot of catchphrases like giving back, but this is giving back in action. You know, from the legal profession, from the sports industry profession, from the mentoring and coaching profession, to that young man, that diamond that's being polished, you know. It's reality, man, and I'm just so glad you guys came.
Thank you.
So,
I'd just like to provide contact information.
Yeah, let's do that.
For anyone who may know of a young man or a young lady who was in the system, who was in a, primarily we're working with folks who are who are serving some sort of sentence or in some sort of court-ordered detention.
Yeah, let's give them that number real quickly.
Yes, that number is 302-668-3752.
Okay.
The email is happyathlete@verizon.net. 2 quick points I want to make. We do not take people who have open charges or are court-ordered into the program, because we want to have people who are intrinsically committed to working with us.
Okay, thank you for that information.
Thank you.
And thank you all for coming. At home, please stay tuned. We'll be back with more from In the Upper Room.